Hi, this is the iLOG, September 5th, 2012. And this iLOG is coming a little bit late because I've been all night since I got home from work, and I mentioned in my vlog today, which you probably won't see for 2, 3, or 4 days from now, that I'm going to do an iLOG about the Nokia press conference today. But there isn't any videos. There are highlights. There is a ton of highlights on YouTube. When I do a search on YouTube like Nokia Lumia or Nokia announcement that I put uploaded in the last 24 hours in the search sort. And I come up with a bunch of 2-minute, 5-minute videos of highlights from the press conference, but I'm not able to find the whole entire conference. When Microsoft Surface was announced back in June, within 6-7 hours, it was uploaded to YouTube on someone else's channel, and was one of those review website channels that is on YouTube. And I was able to watch the whole entire Microsoft Surface announcement. And the same thing came when the Windows Phone 8 announcement came out earlier this year, back in June, like a week after the Surface. The whole 2-hour conference was available for me to view, and I'm at work when these things are happening, so I can't watch it live. So I wait till I get home, and I'm thinking by now, it should be uploaded by now, but it isn't. So I'm a little disappointed that I'm not able to watch this. And I was also able to watch the Microsoft Office release that happened in July, I think, right? July, August, one of those months. Oh no, so many different things happening. Google announced Nexus 7. The iPhone introduced, or Apple introduced the iOS 6. And some great things happening with Apple. We don't know what's happening with iPhone 5 yet, because that's not going to get announced to next week, which is September 12th. So I'm definitely looking forward to that, because that's going to be their next iteration of iPhone. Google has already announced the Android, the latest Android that's out there today, which the Nexus 7 and the Nexus have. But with Motorola, since they own Motorola now, they're going to announce very soon here what the next Android is going to be like for the Motorola phones. So that's going to be something to see, because I can imagine that since Google owns Motorola now, that the Motorola phones will be the flagship phone for all Androids, the same way as Microsoft Surface is going to be the flagship computer for all Windows 8. The same thing is how Nokia is the flagship phone for Windows Phone 8. Now let's talk about Windows Phone 8. There's a lot of great features based on the highlights and information I got from the Nokia website. The Nokia website, they do have a full description and specifications on what you are to expect on the Nokia phone. In fact, I love their commercial for the Lumia 920. The commercial that's on the YouTube channel of Nokia, and it says they have this female singer, and she is singing to dubstep in the background. It's like a little dubstep type, a little mellow dubstep type music, not that fast-paced dubstep, but it's very mellow, that extra compressed bass that, it's really nice. Whereas the Microsoft Surface commercial, it's really loud and punchy and, But the Nokia one is very soft, mellow, and it's just showing off some features. One of the great features is the PureView camera that's going to be featured on the Lumia 920. The 820 is going to have a standard 8-megapixel camera, which is pretty good for a mobile phone. In fact, most mobile phones have 8 megapixels, so that's nothing new. But the PureView is going to be 8.6 megapixels, which is not exciting, because I've seen a lot of point and shoots. They go to, you buy like there's a point and shoot camera by Nokia or Samsung or any other, manufacturers of cameras out there, and they can go up to like 12 megapixels. I've seen one that's even up to 16 megapixels. But the PureView is 8.6 megapixels. I guess it's good for a camera phone. But the PureView is going to be equivalent to and I believe I got the model number right or wrong, Nokia 808. which is based on the Symbian OS. They're bringing it to the Windows Phone now, and so you can get that crystal clear picture quality for any pictures you take. And PureView is supposed to be really good on low light. So if you're at a club or at a bar somewhere and you want to take a quick picture, you don't have to worry so much about light. It will grab whatever light it can get and put it on the lens for you and digitize it for you. It's supposed to auto adjust to just about any environment. So whether it's sunny or cloudy or indoors, fluorescent light, incandescent light, it's supposed to automatically adjust a lot better than auto white balance does for cameras today. Like my camera here has an auto white balance feature, but it doesn't adjust quickly, but this camera is supposed to adjust really quickly. You can actually take multiple pictures, and then with the built-in feature of the Nokia, they have an app in there where you can, let's say you have a picture of 3 people and a dog, you can, crop out the dog, and the multiple pictures that it takes, it will create a video with the people standing still and the dog will dance around. Then you can grab maybe like the waves in the back and have the waves crash and the people stand still or still not moving. But the waves in the background and maybe the surfers that are behind the subjects are moving, but the people are like statues, It's really creative. I think I can use that in a few things where I can capture traffic at very still, but then catch a train going while traffic is still moving or something. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of creative applications that you can use with that. Maybe, I can catch a bunch of birds flying, but then catch it go still, and maybe some trees in the background are still. The birds are like in mid-flight, like, and then the human beings are moving. I can see some really cool things coming out of that. So that's a really cool feature. PhotoSense is going to be included into the camera application. So instead of having to download a separate app, the applications work with the camera. Instead of you having to load up an app, you go to the camera app and you can load the plug-in. It's more like a plug-in now, like how Facebook is a plug-in for Windows Phone that's built in. You can open up PhotoSense and then take a bunch of panorama, and when you get all the panorama pictures that you want, you tell it to publish, and it'll publish it to the PhotoSense website on Microsoft. So I think that's really cool. The camera also features a 1080p video recording, 1920 by 1080p. So that's a built-in function. And the only phones I know that can do that today is the iPhone 4S and some of the upper-end Android phones that are available today that can do 1080p video. So that's a cool thing too. The Galaxy 3, I know it can do 1080p video. iPhone 4S, and so now the Lumia 920 is going to feature 1080p. I'm not really hip on the specs of the Samsung Windows Phone 8 that was announced last week. I have to look that up. But I'll put the link to the Samsung specifications in the link below if I can find any information about that phone. But that phone was announced last week. Now, it's going to be available in different colors, more colors than the last or the first Lumia 900 release. The 900 came in blue, that really bright cyan, blue, which is real pretty. Came in black and it came in white. It wasn't a whole lot of color choices from that. The latest colors for the Lumia 920 is yellow, red, a very cool silver color, silver gray color, white, and then black. And so they didn't come out with the blue again. And there are a few disappointed people out there that wanted a Nokia Lumia 920 phone in a cyan blue. They wanted that. But they're only going to come up with, as far as colors are concerned, bright colors, it's going to be a very deep red and a very bright yellow, and then silver, black, and then white. I think I like the silver one, the gray silver, that color there. I think it looks very attractive, still business. The red one looks pretty tight too, but I'm not really much of a red person, and I'm not a bumblebee, so I'm not going to be very much into the yellow. So I think the silver is a good compromise. My favorite color is green. Even though my sHiZ logo is not green, my favorite color is green. And unfortunately, it's not going to be green. They're not going to have a green color case. The Nokia Lumia 9 or 820 has a few more colors. They had a blue one. They had a blue case. But if the cases on the 820 are interchangeable, and it comes, in the case comes with a wireless battery technology. So you can put on these different cases, and every single day you can say, I feel like red today. Boop, pop on the red and go on about your business. Today I feel like white. Boop, and then you can go on about your business. But unfortunately, the 920 is not interchangeable. When you buy the phone, it's going to be that color for the next 2 years of your contract until the next Windows phone come out, which is Windows Phone 9 or Windows Phone 8.5 or whatever else they're going to come up with. One cool thing is that the wireless technology, I kind of exploded into that a little bit. The wireless battery technology is nothing really new. It's been out for a few years. Actually, you can buy a battery pack for your phone right now. Your phone probably has the ability to do wireless. You just have to get the battery that can accept that type of wireless technology, QI technology, and then you place it on a surface that's built for it. And basically, you come home and you just drop your phone on a pillow that's made for that, or on a flat surface that's made for it, and it will charge up your phone. I kind of like the pillow idea. In fact, I would love to, on my nightstand here, is to have a little pillow that I can rest my phone on. I mean, it's like you're resting your phone on this pillow so it can get charged up again, just like how I lay down on my bed and pillow so I can get charged up for the next day. So I think that's a cool idea. So I'm going to get that pillow thing. That's really cool. But those are accessories. For the Nokia 920, the battery pack, the wireless battery pack is going to be built in, but it's going to come with a USB cable. So it's not going to come it's not going to come with a wireless charger. That's going to be a separate purchase. So, but you don't have to worry about getting a battery pack for your Nokia. It's already built in. All you got to do is buy the charger, and then you can start resting your phone from that point on. It kind of sucks because, as we, all have dealt with in the last few years with any phone, whether it's a smartphone or a regular flip phone, you have to scramble around for a charger, and hopefully it's the right charger. And USB chargers have made it easy. Most phones these days use USB chargers, and that makes it easy because you just plug in a USB cable. Most Windows phones and most Android phones, it's a USB cable. Most Motorola phones came with a USB cable, but that hasn't been the case with iPhone. So you have to get a specific iPhone cable charger so that you can plug it in to your iPhone and charge it. Maybe iPhone will come up with a wireless charger for their phone as well. If iPhone wants to stay in the game, I think that's something that they may want to do as well. Now, another great feature that I think is only going to be available for the Lumia 920 and 820 is the Scout feature. Now, we all know Scout. You can basically stand on a corner and pull up your phone, and it will tell you where to go for Chinese food or Japanese food, Italian food, or Walgreens, Whole Foods, whatever, right? And it will map out your way. Well, one thing that's great about the newest Scouts is that I can literally hold my phone out at a bunch of buildings like this. Well, okay, I'm inside my house right now. But let's say these are buildings, a building here and a building here. And basically, on that, and on top of the buildings, it will show me exactly where I need to go. Or it will point in the direction. Keep going this way. I can hold my phone out, it will keep telling me to keep going this way, and then it will alert me, you're here, there you are, go there. And it will tell me where it's at. So it's like a personal guide, like a concierge, or even a cab driver. But you don't need a cab driver. You can just walk and go to where you got to go. because it will tell you where to go. And it has good directionals. It's got the Nokia Maps, which has been rated far better than Bing Maps. And as you know, Bing Maps and Nokia got together and combined the technologies together for the Windows Phone technology to make it a more viable system to compete with the Google Maps that is available on Android. And of course, as you know, Apple has come up with their own proprietary mapping system, which has been tested and it has worked well for them. I'm not an Apple fan, so even though I've had a iPhone 3GS before, I'm not really familiar with any of the newest technologies that Apple has for their phones. So that's to be seen. If my funds are good in the next few months, I'm going to go ahead and purchase an iPhone 5 just so I can have it and play with it and then give good reviews on it. But until then, I really can't say anything bad or good about iPhone in its current iteration. All I know is iPhone 4 or iOS 4 and iPhone 3GS, and that's all I know, and that's where I kind of stopped. I wasn't impressed with iPhone when I had it, but that was before Windows Phone came out, and now I just love Windows Phone. Okay, I'm kind of rambling here. Another good thing is kind of leaving the Nokia press conference because, again, I haven't really seen all of the conference yet, so until I can see the whole entire conference, I don't have a lot of information to give you. But basing off the previous Windows Phone 8 conference, we got the core chip, not the core chip, but the core of Windows 8 is built into Windows Phone 8. So your app developers out there who design apps in the modern UI format, which is previously known as Metro, now known as Windows 8 UI or Modern UI. Please stick with one name, Microsoft. It's confusing already. But one thing that's good is that an application can be designed for Windows 8, and then all you got to do is tone down the graphics a little bit and fit it within the same real estate of a phone, maybe make the buttons bigger, and that's it. Boom, you got yourself a mobile app, just like that. Whereas before, if I design a Macintosh application, I have to create a whole separate iPhone application. That might change with iPhone 5, where it's going to be like Minimax, okay? But we're going to see how that's going to deploy. But as we know right now, the Windows Phone 8 has the capabilities of running Windows 8 modern UI applications, okay? So if you have an enterprise, you have a business, and you decide to get give all your people Windows 8 slates, you can also give them a Windows Phone 8 slate, and then your IT department can come up with applications that work in the modern UI so that it will work both in Windows 8 and the Windows Phone in the same thing. And also, you got to keep in mind that the Windows Phone 8 is enterprise compatible with added security for those of you in the IT department who's concerned about security for the company. So if you HIPAA regulated or FERPA regulated, MilSec, there's a bunch of others out there. There's a lot of ISOs out there. If you're worried about that, you can distribute Windows 8 phone or Windows Phone 8 to your employers, to employees, and they can you can rest assured that the information is safe, and you can always send the signal out to the phone to destroy the data on the phone if for some reason the phone is lost. Okay, so that's another good thing. For you game players out there, the Windows Phone 8 is going to be able to play DirectX video games. So we're no longer stuck to the XNA format. You can also take a game that's been designed for a computer and migrate it and tone it down just a little bit to make it mobile compatible, because mobile phones aren't as powerful as desktops, okay? But you can tone it down a little bit. It can take games like the Guild Wars, games that are on Xbox. In fact, there's a rumor out there that Halo is going to come to the Windows Phone 8. That's going to be awesome because I can be playing on my Xbox. Oh, I got to go catch a train, pause it, boop, it goes to my phone by way of Smart Glass, and I can take the game with me on the train. That's awesome. It'll be interesting to see if Blizzard, my wife does work for Blizzard, it'll be interesting to see if WoW is going to be made for the Windows Phone 8 and the Windows 8 tablet. That's to be seen, maybe not. The Mrs. Pandoria may be that way, but we don't know yet. But there's a lot of games out there that can be made for Windows Phone 8 that can be easily imported from the Xbox and Windows desktop machine. And so that's something else that's really great about Windows Phone 8. Plus, you've got customizable tiles. You can make your tiles 3 different sizes, really small, medium size, which is the medium size is the current size of the Windows 7.5 and Windows 7 tiles. Then you got the wide ones, which take up the whole, left and right side, and those are the large tiles. So you have a little bit more real estate. You have more control of what you want to be shown on the Windows Phone 8 display. So if I design my display the way I want it, I can show off to my friends and say, hey, this is me. Everything you need to know about me is right here on one display. All my emails, my calendars, my invites, my social media, pictures, business applications, and my fun applications can all be customizable and moved around so that it can display very easily. You can connect Office 365 if you have Office 365 accounts with your company. You can connect Office 365 to your phone and have access to your SharePoint site very easily. If you have an on-premise SharePoint account or SharePoint server, you can connect to that as well. And all your Microsoft Office documents can be accessible by way of an Office app, an Office hub. And you just point into it, click on SharePoint, and all your documents are viewable and editable. Editable is not a word, I know. Edit your documents right on your Windows Phone 8. Editable is a word, but not editable. Okay. I hate grammar. But so that's another good thing too. One thing I think is great is that if you have an Xbox and you love achievements, any game you play on the Windows Phone 8 and Windows Phone 7 will go to your achievements. And so even if I'm playing something as simple as Fruit Ninja or a simple puzzle or even Solitaire, I can play Solitaire, earn achievements, and that goes to my scoreboard on my Xbox account. So I can, while I'm on the road, my Xbox is at home, but I'm on the road, I can still build up my avatar and really get things going with that. So that's a good thing for game players out there. I'm not really much of a gamer, but for people who do play games, I think that's an excellent thing to have, so that you can maintain contact with your Xbox friends, check your Xbox email, stuff like that. Let's see. How long is this video? 22 minutes. Okay. Another 8 minutes here, then I'm going to cut this thing off. Windows Phone 8 is exciting to me because, again, just based off what I've seen in this particular video, in the previous Windows Phone 8 announcement, it's exciting stuff, but I have to admit that Google and Microsoft hasn't really announced something that's, oh my God, that's awesome. There isn't an oh my God factor. And I guess I will get that with iPhone 5 next week. I don't know. I don't care how much oh my godness I get off of the iPhone 5 conference. I'm not going to buy an iPhone because iPhone doesn't have anything that I want. But there may be some really cool stuff because one thing I mentioned in my vlog today, which you'll see 3, 4, 5 days from now, is that what I mentioned is that what I like about competition, and we got 3 companies, Google, Apple, and we have Microsoft. Research in Motion, I don't think we have to worry about them so much, but there are 3 major companies, 3, that are competing with each other. So if iPhone comes up with something better, I will never get it. But what I know is that Microsoft and Google is going to try to work to try to make their products better so that the next iteration of their products is going to be even better than Apple's. And so Google will come out with something better. Apple will come out with something better than that. Microsoft will say, oh, we got something that will kill all you guys. And then Apple was like, oh, no, you don't, Microsoft. We got something better than that. Every single year, we're going to see something new, something fresh, and something awesome, and every one of these companies are going to try to fight to stay on top. Will Windows Phone 8 kill the mobile phone marketplace? No. I'm sorry to say, Microsoft. I love Microsoft to death. I like everything Microsoft does, but I don't think they're going to corner the market. What I do believe, though, where let's say the specs are, Android has 45% of the market, Apple has 40% of the market, Microsoft has 3%, and then everything else falls in the middle. Research in Motion and a bunch of other phones out there. Smartphones, okay? We're not talking about regular flip phones. Now, let's say those are the statistics. Here's what I see. I'm going to see Windows Phone climbing up a little bit this year. I think they're going to raise up about 20%. And it's going to lower the numbers of Android and Apple. So Android is going to be up here. Apple's going to be not too far behind. And then Microsoft is going to go from here and raise up to about there. So this is where it's going to be. It's going to be kind of an even slope instead of a and then It's going to even out a little bit, kind of like a nice grade of a slope there. And if you look at a pie chart. And I think Windows Phone is going to increase in sales. I think Nokia is going to be safe. They're going to sell enough to sustain themselves, the Finnish company that they are. And I think that the Microsoft Surface will also put a nice dent. Enterprise-wise, Microsoft Surface will sell like hotcakes. Because the iPad and the Android tablet doesn't quite cut the enterprise needs, but the Windows does. It may not happen with Windows RT, but it will definitely happen with Windows 8 Pro version of Microsoft Surface or the Windows 8 Pro version of the other slates that are made by other manufacturers. In fact, as far as I know, the other manufacturers are going to release the Windows 8 Pro version of their slates earlier than the Microsoft Surface. So we may see something from Samsung, Acer, Asus, and a few other companies that's going to have Windows 8 Professional installed. Where am I at? 27 minutes. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and end this video now. I am excited about Nokia's announcement. I am. It wasn't a big wow factor, like, oh my God, yes! I didn't get that. Maybe because I haven't seen the whole video yet. But I haven't really had that, yes, like I did with Microsoft Surface. I am a big wow over Microsoft Surface. Not so much over the Nokia Lumia 920, though I think it's an awesome phone. I think it's going to raise the bar a little bit on Nokia's side and Microsoft's side, and I think it's going to help Windows Phone 8 a lot. These other products that are being released in the Windows Phone 8 format, I think it's going to add some to it as well. But this is my iLOG for today. It's 30 minutes long. I know I rambled on forever, but I just need to get a few points out there. Hopefully a video of the conference, the entire video from beginning to the end, will be made available very soon, either tonight or tomorrow. All right, so this is Antonio Edward. Like this video, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. I'm also on Tumblr. Come to my website, sHiZ.us. That's Sierra Hotel India Zulu .uniform Sierra. Okay? And just become a member of my site and join in the conversation. And I'm very new to vlogging, so give me a chance here. I'm learning as I go. I also take hints from Chris Perillo and a few other very popular vloggers out there. All right, peace out. Good night.